Well, it has really upset our plans to cut our teeth in contesting new territories. As you know, we recently won a ward election in Lenasia and became second in a by-election in Sea Point, Cape Town, Salt River. And we were looking forward to further test our machinery in the upcoming elections next month. We have invested quite a lot in preparing for that. So that's money down the drain now. So we are very disappointed that the by-elections will now be cancelled. I don't think there will be any further by-elections this year because, as you know, that by-elections can't take place 6 months before a national election. So we're expecting the national election in August, which means that the end of March is the last opportunity for any by-elections to be held. It's a pity that we don't have a postal voting system like they have in America. So this is going to hamper us, and we are very concerned that it may not be possible to declare the national municipal elections free and fair later this year.
Yeah. So do you understand? I mean, of course you do. You understand where the IEC is coming from. There's no way that we can say we have a by-election and it is one that is free and fair in the midst of a pandemic when political parties like yourselves are unable to even meet with potential supporters.
Yeah, look, we understand the IEE's position, and now that the president last night announced that under level three, there can't be any gatherings and there can't be any election campaigning. This hampers opposition parties, and it may favor the ruling party. So a lot of the political parties may view that regulation with suspicion in the run-up to the national election. It looks like level three may continue right up to the end of March, which means there is no opportunity for any by-elections unless the municipal elections is postponed to later the year, and that will require a decision by the electoral court because we have to have the national municipal elections by August, September this year.
Look, all industries in the midst of this pandemic are trying to find new, innovative ways of doing what needs to be done to keep their industries afloat. That surely must also go for political parties. Are you and your party leadership trying to come up with those innovative ways of speaking to your own electorate, of growing your voter base?
Yes, we have. We've doubled the resources in our media team. We now have to look towards high-level campaigning, which can be very expensive for a smaller party. And that's why, maybe the IEC must speak to the corporate world to see if the political parties can't get more funding. Because if we are going to, use TV, newsprint, instead of door to door, it is going to be more expensive. And the IEC should already have been geared up to have postal votes. And unfortunately, they're a bit slow there. America, as you know, millions of people voted through postal votes. And that at least would have kept oiled our election machinery, which we've built up for 4 years now in anticipation of these elections, because we want to increase our seats from 10 at the moment to 100. So we will never achieve that objective now that there can't be any campaigning and opportunity for us to test our election machinery.
Hanif, do you reckon there will be local government elections come, towards the last few months of this year? And I suppose the question is, would that be again in favor of smaller parties like Al Jamaa, who are unable to campaign? If local government elections go ahead, surely that would work in the favor of the majority party.
Yes, it will work in favor of the majority and the ruling party. And I don't think there will be any chance of having a by-election before the end of March. So that is going to be a problem going forth. And it also disadvantages parties that want to win a seat to have more of a balance of power. Like in the city of Joburg, we have two seats that helps put the ANC mayor into power. So obviously, if we get a third seat in El Dorado Park, which we were ready to grab, we will have more clout with the ruling party to assist us with service delivery for our constituency, and that will enhance our chances in the national elections that is coming up. Yeah, it does disadvantage smaller parties, and some people are saying that while we understand that we have to, stop spreading of the pandemic. Politically, it could be a ploy by the ruling party to disadvantage, for example, the smaller parties.
So, is this an issue that political parties are in consultation with the IEC on? I mean, obviously, these are unprecedented times in a democratic South Africa, and a pandemic cannot be a political ploy by the ANC. So, is it something that everyone is trying to sort of brainstorm a way forward of how we can do things, get done what needs to be done, and do things differently?
Yeah, look, we've had a meeting with the IEC, and we reached consensus that the by-election has to be postponed, and that we will not stand in the way of the IEC to go to the electoral court to get the postponement granted. Because we are in a catch-22 situation. We want to save lives and we want to get more votes. That is not possible now. So, like I said earlier on, we cannot now rely on by-elections to strengthen our positions in municipalities, test the waters. So we will have to find creative and innovative ways. And that's why I said that we'll have to use high-level media campaigning. The media will have to come if they want to promote democracy, the media has to come to the party. They've got to give more airtime to smaller parties. As you know, normally election time, the ruling party gets like 2 hours of airtime, and smaller parties like us will only get 3 minutes. So we hope that this will, the IEC will recommend to the media that they give more time to smaller parties. So at least we can catch up, and we can compete on an equal basis with bigger parties. It is unfair to give political parties on a statutory basis, the ruling party and the bigger parties, more airtime on radio, TV time, newspaper print than smaller parties. That is perhaps a contribution that the media can make to promote democracy in South Africa.
Hendricks, thanks very much for your time this morning on the AM Report. He is the leader of Al Jamar in Cape Town.